I'm very curious to know. Listen, this phrase that we have heard, and I want y'all to listen very carefully because I heard this a few years ago, and it was from an NFL player. I can't remember who it was. But there's a saying that says winning cures everything. That is false. 100%. You know what winning does? Winning covers everything. It does. Our defense was not cured because we started winning. The holes in our defense were not cured, were not fixed because we started winning. They were still there. The plays were being made. The scheme might have been a bit better, but the holes and the problem still exists. We got the same players we had. Only difference, a Kaminsky there, a Romeo here. Winning covers everything. Losing, whoa, buddy. Everybody is out now. All of a sudden, Aaron Glenn. Dern says getting busy at work. All I want to say is Aaron Glenn is awful. Is an awful DC. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Aaron Glenn will not be a coach in the National Football League, not this year. And I tell you what, the Denver Broncos are probably glad they didn't hire him. They just fired their guy 2 hours ago. Aaron Glenn ain't going nowhere. But the question I have for y'all is, should Dan Campbell move on from Aaron Glenn this offseason? Now, I hear that if Sean Payton comes back to coaching, he wants Vic Fangio on his staff. Do you believe that the Detroit Lions should, not will, do you believe that they should move on from Aaron Glenn at the end of the season? Vision says winning gives confidence and also cockiness. That could be true. 10 says Lions needed this beating. Sometimes you need to be humbled. You also find out who really hates to lose. I like that, bro. I like that. That's a quality statement. 2K says, no, keep Glenn. We need him. Excuse my take says, if we get rid of him, who will we get? Oh, man, the list is endless. It's a lot of guys we can get. A lot of guys with coaching experience. Who they looking at, I have no idea. Nate says that would put Dan in a dark place if he had to do that. Nate, that is, you get the second air horn of the day, bro. Nope, I'm sorry. That's the one. My bad, bro. I hit the wrong button. Actually, that's the first air horn of the day. That's the first air horn. My bad, bro. I messed that second. I hope messed that whole thing up. That's actually the point of this topic. Why we're bringing this up. Dan Campbell and Aaron Glenn, that's his guy. That's his guy, right? The same way Matt Patricia was Bob Quinn's guy. Okay, so I got to ask you a question. Should the Detroit Lions move on from Aaron Glenn? He had the worst defense. We had the worst defense for the first half of the season. Over the second half, though, it has been, up until this game against the Carolina Panthers, it has been, I want to say, top 5 or 6. So it's the tale of two halves. It's the tale of two seasons. So the question that I have for the viewer is, Aaron Glenn has showed the ugly side of his defense, and he showed the good side of his defense. Lions have 2 games left. What do you think? Do you think that Aaron Glenn is safe? Do you think he should be fired? Or do you think that his fate is going to come down to the last 2 games of the season? That's the question that I have. And for me, it's tough. It's tough because You fire Aubrey Pleasant, the team begins to win. And this game here, okay, I know it. It's not tough. Here's what we do. Nate says he is not safe. His fate is on the line, 2 running teams. I was just about to say that, bro. That's actually where I was going to go. This is my final answer. And I'm here to ruffle some feathers, bro. My final answer is this. If the defense goes back to the early part of the season, then Dan Campbell needs to move on. Period. Dan Campbell, it is a fact he needs to move on. If, then that the Detroit Lions can finish the season like the second half of the season, I give him the first quarter of next season. And if we're not improved, I'm not going to put a number on it. I'm not going to say top 10, top 15. If we're not improved vastly, let me ask y'all, if the defense is ranked, let's say it's ranked 30 right now, what would you consider a vast improvement? A vast improvement. Don't forget now, we've got the Rams pick. We've got our picks. I don't believe the Lions are taking a quarterback with that first pick or their pick in the first round. They're going to go defense, in my humble opinion. That's what I think. I think we may not see an offensive player until the later rounds or the mid rounds. I'm sorry. Derwin says no change. No change. Vision and Cassandra say 15. Excuse my take. Says top 15. So let me get this straight. So you're saying that for Aaron Glenn to be safe after our draft, and I say we take, again, 3/4 of this draft will be defense. The free agent pool is not that big on either side of the ball. It's like 1 or 2 top guys coming out as far as the free agent pool. Top 15. Dern says if your first picks are on defense that just doesn't improve, he needs to go. Okay, no, Dern, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking that. What is that improvement? Significant improvement. Substantial improvement. Because, see, y'all being, I'm saying maybe like 24, 25. I'm saying that. But y'all saying top half of the league. Lorenzo says just be a competent defense every week. Well, I'm hearing top 15. So let me know what you think. Should Aaron Glenn be let go? Yes or no? And if he does make it to next season, where does our defense have to rank?